Hey guys, I just wanted to show you something. You know what that is? So much I love you. As you guys know, I'm in a relationship. I'm in a relationship, which makes me an expert. Just kidding, it doesn't, but I'm gonna say I'm an expert. And that is why I went to r/relationship advice. So now we're gonna give our unsolicited advice to these people that are struggling right now. So let's dive into it. How do I, 32 female, get my boyfriend, 28 male, to sleep in the same room? Do you stink? What? I don't, we'll see. My boyfriend and I have a great relationship. Doesn't sound like it, but okay. And have been together for almost 3 years. I love him so much, but he's really inconsiderate at times. We just moved in together and are discussing marriage. Congratulations, maybe. We've always had the issue of going to bed and sleeping in the same room. That's like, every night. So this isn't sounding good, but we'll see. I prefer to scroll on your phone in your bed for a bit on TikTok or something, and I don't like using headphones. It drives him crazy and he gets annoyed. But I need to decompress before bed. Just wear the headphones. What? This is so okay. Recently he decided it's best to sleep in another room because he said what I do is distracting and hard for him to sleep. I'm the same. I can't sleep with somebody watching a video with a noise machine or rain sounds, that kind of thing, or a really monotone. I can, but different. I get what he's saying. It really hurt my feelings because I hate sleeping in separate rooms, but he's just not thinking of my feelings at all, which is hurtful. You're the one on your phone. Make the compromise. Relationships are all about compromise. If you wore headphones, this would solve everything. You just said you don't like using headphones. Well, I'm assuming you don't like sleeping in separate rooms more, so I think that would be your solution. And they make headphones that kind of are better for sleep too, that aren't really that expensive and stuff, so I don't know. Let's see what the comments said. But he's just not thinking of my feelings at all. Are you serious? He's not thinking of your feelings, but you're the one refusing to use headphones while watching TikToks in bed? Come on. Exactly! This relationship is doomed unless you start being more considerate or you just accept the fact that you guys are not compatible and had to go cohabitate to find out. Oh well, better to know now than later down the line. Yeah, before you get married. That's super important. So you're making noise and won't wear headphones and he is the inconsiderate one because what you're doing is preventing him from sleeping. Your feelings are that it would be best for him to not sleep so that you can scroll TikTok. Are you serious? You sound pretty self-absorbed here. Yeah, you got some, I think you got some inner reflecting you need to do. Hopefully Reddit helped you though. And hopefully this helped you. World doesn't revolve around you. I, 28 female, found a woman's sock in my house after being away for a week and my boyfriend, 30 male, lied to me about it. This sounds really bad and like my worst nightmare. I was away for a week for work. He was off work nearly this entire time as he works 1 week on, 1 week off. When I came home, my boyfriend had cleaned the house up quite extensively. Suspicious. Obviously not a crime in itself, but it was surprising and a little out of character. I usually have to do most of the cleaning, so it was unexpected. Dude, if I came home and Caleb could clean the whole house, I know that he'd be cheating on me. He'd picked up some of my laundry that I'd left in the washroom and living room and put it in the basket. I was surprised, but I didn't think much of it. He started night shifts the day after I returned, and I was working days, so I come home from work after he left. I figured I'd spend some time cleaning the house too, as he'd done. There's a shop vac that had been sitting. Oh, I need to buy a shop vac. I forgot I needed to do that. I literally talked about that this morning. 1 second, let me write that down. Shop vac. There's a shop vac that had been sitting just outside of our bedroom door for a few weeks that I finally moved to the closet. When I moved it, I found a sock just behind it. A small ankle sock. Obviously woman's in a brand that I've never seen before. I had a bad feeling by this point, but I put the sock on a table by the bedside and continued cleaning, intending to ask him about it when he returned from work in the morning. Oh my god, I'm so scared. When I asked him whose sock it was, he said he didn't know. Is he deflecting? Is he just denying? Probably. He then said he found it on the stairs and thought it was mine, so he put it there. He put the sock behind the vacuum. Okay. But I put the sock there. Oh. he's taking credit for you putting it on the bedside table. Well, a piece of shit doesn't even remember where his fucking side bitch's sock is. Anyway, I doubt he'd even seen it around the house, or else it wouldn't have been behind the shop vac. And if he had seen it and thought it was mine, wouldn't he have put it in the basket with my other clothes that he'd put away? Yes. Yes, honey. I told him that I put the sock there and asked him why he lied about putting it there. He said he didn't have anybody over and he didn't know whose sock it is. I left and got ready for work and he went to sleep. Any advice on how to address this? Take the sock. Go to your local police office. Get it tested, DNA tested. Man, this is tough. It's like, okay, now you, like, if you don't have cameras, you don't have anything to like really check or anything like that. I don't know. And at this point, you gotta assume since he cleaned the whole house, he's probably like deleted everything on his phone. I don't know. The next thing would be like, and I've never done this, but I feel like I'd be like, I need to look at your phone. I need to be able to go through it extensively, because you can look up deleted stuff and you could look up who he's liking on Instagram and all that stuff. And maybe he's really careful. Maybe you won't find anything on that. But I don't know. You're just like, I really need peace of mind because this isn't my sock. I don't know whose it is. We haven't had a person here. I make sure to ask everyone around you. Like if you had a girlfriend over or something like that, like make sure it's not theirs. Get that slate clean. Be like, I've asked everyone I know. It's not theirs. So we are left with this. So we need to talk about this. And if he continues to deny, and gee, you just gotta you gotta follow your gut. But there's an update. Ooh, let's read it. I don't know if I'm allowed to update in less than 48 hours as per community rules, but he woke up. I'm sitting here in my office area doing some work, but also periodically crying and reading the comments here. He came into the room. Oh wait, what do the comments say? They definitely just said he's cheating and leave him. That's just what Reddit says. Let's peek. Okay, this has to do with like the update, so I'm just gonna read the update. He came into the room and tried cuddling me from behind the chair. I was obviously stiff and he asked me why I was mad at him. I said that I didn't know why he wasn't honest with me earlier about the sock. He said he didn't lie to me. You did though. I said I put the sock there on the table so he couldn't have. He said that he'd found the sock while cleaning and he'd tossed it aside, landing forgotten behind the shop vac. He then got super mad, saying that I'm always accusing him of cheating. Swearing around and saying that he's not coming on our trip to my parents' house during the summer, and that he's staying at the house all summer, and that a friend of mine who's supposed to rent the house for work during the summer can't stay there then because he'll be there. This guy's a master deflector. He's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just stay at the house for the whole summer and I don't know, like have my side piece over and just let her leave all of her socks here all summer. I guess I'll just do that then, because you're being a bitch. I asked him why he was getting so mad and said that I'd been upset and I just needed an explanation and reassurance from him. He continued to lose it, stormed towards the door and threw his cup full of coffee down the stairs. Oh, he cheated on you. He cheated on you. This is the way cheaters act. Grabbed an old baseball bat that we kept by the stairs and started hitting the steps outside the door, yelling that he's not fucking cheating. That's scary, honestly. Threw his lunch that he'd packed for work all over the steps and peeled off in his truck. Girl. Listen, even if he's not, fucking leave. This guy's scary. There's another update. But based off of that one, I'm already gone. We broke up. Yes. Nice. As a lot of comments have said, too, it wasn't really about the sock anymore. Exactly. That's what I said, exactly. Maybe I won't ever know what happened while I was away, but the violence in his response was frightening, and I don't want to be with someone that makes me feel unsafe in my home. Good for you. Good for you. It wasn't the first time I've seen him that angry, but it's the first time that he'd done something so physical, I don't want to be involved if it continues to escalate. He's been taking some of his stuff while I've been out of the house and one of our dogs, which has been probably the most upsetting about all of this. Oh, that's always hard. And I've been changing the lock code after each time. I had some friends that live nearby that I've explained the situation to, and they've assured me I can contact them if I ever end up in an unsafe situation. Thank you to everyone that has offered advice, shared their own experiences, and expressed concern for my safety in the comments. There will be a lot of changes in my life upcoming due to this, but I know it's for the best. Yes. Look at that growth. Nice. Yeah, if anything, you know, maybe he didn't actually cheat, but he fucking showed his true colors. He showed his true colors. Shine. And she did the right thing. She fucking left. She fucking dipped out, and I'm proud of her. Let's move on. I, 31 female, had a conversation with my boyfriend, 31 male, and the rose-tinted glasses came off. How can I navigate this? This is tough. I wonder how long they've been together. Let's get into it. Hello all. I, 31 female, have been with my partner, 31 male, for 1.5 years. Okay, yeah, they shouldn't be coming off at this point if you guys are like meant to be, I feel like. But okay, let's keep reading. We love each other. It has been rocky at times and we have nearly been through a breakup, but each time we talked it out and believed we pulled through. The main subject of contention has always been his hobby and subsequent club. He is on the volunteer committee, has meetings every Monday and goes every Wednesday and Thursday evening, along with some Friday evenings, as well as Saturday and Sunday mornings. What kind of club is this? The how to not be in a fucking relationship club? That was terrible, but true. Anyway, he also spends several weekends away out of the year to do the hobby and uses holiday time for it too. He does admin outside of this also and has been in trouble at work for doing some admin during work hours and has even done admin during our quality time. Dude, I swear to God, if this is like a fucking fantasy football club thing that he's spending all this time doing, it better be real, at least, you know? There have been several incidents at this club, and with him being on the committee, he has spent a lot of time dealing with it. So much so, it affects his mental health poorly. He has even canceled plans and changed date nights with me to prioritize his hobby. Okay, I don't really need to hear more. You can just leave. You don't really need... You like quality time and he's not there. Just go. Just leave. But I'll continue. This has caused many arguments and conversations which stem from him making a hobby his priority and how he wants me to just slot into his current lifestyle. I explained that this couldn't happen and we have compromised to try and make it work. I believed things had turned a corner, however, something changed today. I'm bisexual. The local pride parade is coming up and I expressed my want to go. We did not make any explicit plans to go together, but he stated if he was available, he would go. He knows how excited I was at this prospect and knows how much this means to me. However, he messaged me to say he was now doing his hobby instead and couldn't go. Now, he said he was asked to go and asked me if that was okay. I felt like I couldn't say no, as in the past I've said no and have been made to feel guilty because I'm stopping him from doing his hobby. Ooh, guilt tripping. Love that. I'm not that kind of person. People make choices. That's their decision, not mine. However, I asked him if he ever wanted to go to the Pride event and he said, I would have, but my hobby is more important. Ooh. I don't like this guy. And then something in me just clicked. I wish it was sooner, but I'm glad it clicked for you. This event is important to me. It's something I'm excited about. It's something I want to do. The amount of times I've sat and taken him to his hobby, I wish we could know what his fucking hobby is. Watched, helped, and supported him without fail, and sometimes without being asked. He doesn't do the same for me because it's not as important to him. If it's like D&D or something. I don't know what this is. I really want to know. Or maybe it's like a sport. Maybe it's a sport. I don't know. It felt like he was saying, I'm not interested in your thing that you find important because it's not important to me. And by extension, you're not as important as my hobby. 100%. Absolutely. That's how he feels. I didn't feel anger or hurt or disappointed. In fact, I didn't feel anything. And that's it. I didn't feel anything for or from him. No love, no support, no companionship, nothing. Leave. You're numb. You don't love him. You don't care about him. He's just there. And you're very much just there for him. Just leave. You're not compatible. All the times I'd given up time, wants, and needs, just, dude, I've been here. Oh my God, I've been here. I've been here twice with 2 different people, dude. This is the exact same situation. That's why I'm not like making you feel bad or anything. It took like years and years for me to understand this. And then just went into the same thing. And then more years. And it's just a waste because some people, like, I'm a very like, yeah, you do you. And I'm a fucking pom-pom cheerleader, you know? But then I've never felt that back. So when I did finally with Caleb, I was like, oh, okay, it is a two-way street. That's crazy. Thank you all for comments. I'm reading through each one as we speak. I might not reply because I'm still soaking in all the insight. Common question. Those asking what the hobby is. Thank you. It's a sport. I knew it. A very niche one, so I'm not going to into detail what it is because that's not fair on that sport or the people in it. A niche sport. Like, I've been on adult, like, soccer teams and softball teams and that kind of thing. You don't need to dedicate this much time. Like, it's crazy. Or you can. You just can't be with a person that expects you to have that quality time. Like, you need to be with somebody that's totally fine with you being gone, like, most of the week, you know? Because you can have your hobbies. I don't want to say you can't. But if you're going to have that, you can't expect your partner to just, like, bend at your will. And you need to be able to compromise and to be able to go along with their stuff sometimes. I don't know. Seems pretty obvious. And then she said, he isn't cheating. I've been with him on the weekends and taken him to the sport. But yeah, I think you guys need to break up. Long and short of it, you're not compatible. Like, you're not compatible. You're giving way more than you're receiving, and it's not fair. Sounds like it's not about pride at all. Some people want a girlfriend, but not a relationship. Amen. Some people are so afraid of being single, they want a girlfriend simply for the sake of not being single, but they don't want a relationship because that requires work. You want a relationship. He wants a girlfriend. You're an accessory to his life. Oh my God, I feel like this is somebody talking to me literally like 4 years ago. I guess this incident finally brought things into focus, but any improvement would require an effort on his part, and he's made it clear that ain't happening. Exactly. You know the answer. Stop putting his hobby before your life. And the thing is too, is like, it'd be maybe different if you enjoyed the hobby too, or you partook in that hobby too. It could be something that you could have fun with together, and I think he needs to find that person, or he just needs to be single and just do his hobby and get married to his hobby or whatever. But you deserve more, Queen. Just fucking leave, okay? Let's move on. I, 28 female, in a long-term relationship, have a debilitating crush on a coworker, 31 male. What does this mean for my relationship? How do I deal with it? I think this is just a grass is greener situation, but we'll see. Let's read it. Per the title, I, 28 female, have been with my boyfriend, 28 male, for 5+ years. We've had our ups and downs, but we are definitely in a good place. I have some issues with his lifestyle choices, not very adventurous, main goal is stability, routine, but otherwise think he is a really good man and I love him. However, I have a coworker, 31 male, that I have a massive crush on. He's good looking and funny and has lived a very interesting life. I'd say we're good friends, but can tell that I like him too much. We work in a smallish office, so I see him all the time, and it has gotten really hard to be around him. I find myself blushing and getting twitchy whenever he's around. I would never cheat, and I'm trying my best to distance myself from my coworker, but it is really hard to do in an office so small, and I worry people can tell that I'm acting weird around him. I don't know how to proceed because it's been almost 2 months that I felt like this, and no matter what I do, it doesn't seem to get easier to interact with him. I also, of course, feel really bad because my boyfriend doesn't deserve this. I just don't know how to proceed. Yeah, I mean... You're like spending so much time with this person. Doesn't mean you know this person, you know? Especially if you're trying to like avoid them at this point and everything. It really is, could be a grass is greener situation when you see somebody that's like, oh wow, like this is a pretty fantastic person. Then you take all the things that are great about them and you compare it to your current partner, which you said that these issues, the not being as adventurous and wanting stability and routine, which sounds, I mean, the stability sounds like a really good thing. You pin it against each other and then you're like, oh, but I want, like, this is really nice, like this is cool, but it's hard because like you don't really know this person and you know this person so well, 5 years. I mean, it's hard to just throw that away, especially if you don't necessarily have a reason. I mean, I know you do have a reason, but yeah, I feel like a lot of people deal with this, especially in workplaces. I'd be curious to know down below what people think. Yeah, I mean, it's something you kind of got to figure out by yourself. You can't really know, like, I would just need more context, you know? Yeah, it's good that you feel bad because, you know, but you're human, but yeah, if you're gonna be with that person, you need to leave the other person. There's just like, no, just don't cheat. Just don't. The guy you have a crush on is just a fantasy version you have in your head. It's kind of what I'm saying. Like, grass is greener. You don't know that person. You need to stop and realize that the grass isn't always greener. Relationships take work. If you're not happy, communicate with your partner. Also that. If all these things are coming up in your mind, like, ooh, this guy does this stuff that I like and my current partner doesn't, then that needs to be brought up. Be like, hey, can we change this? Because this actually, I'm realizing this is actually really important to me. And if it doesn't change, or if it does change and you still feel the same way, then you got other problems. Then that might be a relationship that needs to end, you know? I once heard a crush is just a lack of information about someone, and that changed the way I perceived crushes. Crazy. OP, I'm more than twice your age, so have a much different perspective. But if you want a long-term partner, have stability and routine is actually a very good thing. That's what I'm saying. Not that adventure is not important or partying and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be with like your best buddy, your best friend that you can grow old with and just be like, not worry, you know, as much as you can not worry in life. I've had friends break up with guys whose main goal is stability and routine. They call that boring, then end up in exciting relationships that stress them out and always seem to end poorly, sometimes after way too long. Yeah. The best way I've gotten over inappropriate crushes is to get to know them better. That's kind of what I'm saying. Until I see why I would have broken up with them if we were dating. Yeah, it's almost like a more information thing. And I understand that you have a crush on them and it'll feel like flirting and all that stuff, but just like approach it in an appropriate way and just literally just getting to know someone better, you know? And I feel like it feels weird because that's like, it's like a prospect almost. And it would feel weird going back to your partner knowing that you're just trying to get information. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's your life, you know, you gotta do that kind of stuff. Anyway, I want to keep reading this one because it's pretty good. I've gotten some really good lifelong friends that way because many things that would cause me to leave a relationship are fine with someone that doesn't live with me, come to my family gatherings, want to spend every weekend together, and so on. Of course, I'm extra critical if I'm looking at a crush that way because the goal is to not crush on them. But whatever it is that drew me to them as a crush is often a quality that makes them a good friend. Sometimes it's not, and they turn out to be attractive on the outside, but sucky on the inside. But sometimes I get a good friend from the situation. Yeah, that's a really good way of looking at it, I think. I think more information will help you, and I think it's good that you're feeling all the feelings that you're feeling. If that makes sense. You know, if you were like totally like not even caring about your partner in the situation, I feel like then just leave, you know. But the fact that you have that guilt means that you still really care about this person and you feel guilty for, you know, even questioning it. So yeah, that's a tough one. I'm curious to see what you guys say down below. Let me know. But that's all for today. So bye, my little lovelies. Bye.